Okay, it's day 35. The zombies are coming, you're holding them off, but you're running out of resources. No more candles, saving the batteries and the flashlight for what's really important, but you need some light at night because you got to fix the trigger on the AR-15. That shotgun's been jamming, you got to clean it out. You need some light tonight. We're going to help you out with a improvised oil lamp here. It's going to give you the light you need to fix what you got to do. Okay, so the basic parts that we're going to run through here are, we're going to use a ball jar, a mason jar, a standard canning jar. These work really well because they're designed to take the heat, but if you need, you can use a pickle jar, a pint glass, anything you have, but make sure that it's glass. Don't use a plastic jar for anything like this because there is some heat involved. Highly recommend these canning jars. Next is we're going to be using some olive oil here. It could be cooking oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, peanut oil, whatever you happen to have. This is just what we have here, but some basic standard cooking oil is going to be the fuel that we're going to use to make this lamp. Next, we have some wire here. This is taken out of some Romex, standard house wiring. You want to make sure that it's solid core, not stranded. We have a piece here that's about 16 to 18 inches long. If you end up with a piece that has the insulation on it, we want to make sure to take the insulation off. Make sure you have the bare copper wire there because we don't want to get any of the bad chemicals that come with melting insulation. Lastly, most importantly, you have your wick. This here happens to be a piece of standard cotton mop head. I find it works really well for wicking the fluid, the oil, up to where we're going to be burning. You can use anything from cotton rope, cotton string. Cotton seems to be the best. You want to use natural fibers. Don't use a poly rope. That's just going to melt. If you really need to, you could even use a t-shirt. Not recommended. We've tried it. It doesn't work really well because it's cross-threaded, cross-stitched, and it doesn't wick the oil up very well at all. Okay, so we've taken our wire. We've bent it into the shape that's going to hold the wick up off the bottom. We have the coil here that holds the wick perfectly. We have the handle. We're going to drop this straight into the jar, just like this. That can drop in. We're going to fill it up with oil to just below the coil level. We should end up with something that looks basically like this. Now we have our olive oil in there. Our coil holding the wick above the oil level, and I think we're ready to give it a light. So we've got our parts together here. We're going to go ahead and lift with the handle. We're going to go ahead and light the oil lamp there. We've got it set up so the coil of wire is holding it just above the level of the oil. We've got enough oil in here to last many, many hours. We're going to go ahead, put maybe a little aluminum foil reflector there. That works pretty well. We found what works even better is just some standard white paper behind it. You can hold that on with a rubber band. But that right there is your simple oil lamp improvised out of common household parts.